Tech Guru, where we look at all things technical. Today we're going to be doing a review of the Lenovo Ideapad 320S. Now, I've had this machine for some time, but I thought I'd like to share the sort of review of it with you, looking at sort of its design, its good points, if it has any negative points, and obviously just sort of a general overview of it, so to give people an awareness in the marketplace and information when they're looking at making a decision on whether to buy such a laptop or not. So we'll be looking at that in a moment. But before we go any further, if you like what you're seeing today, please give us a like. And if you want to see more tech-related videos in future, then please subscribe to my YouTube channel now. Okay, so the Lenovo Ideapad 320, we bought it online, so that's pretty straightforward. There's lots available in the market. You can also buy it on Amazon. I'll put the link below this video in the description, should any of you be interested in finding out a bit more or even purchasing it. So I'll put that in for you, and we'll talk about it a bit more in a moment. Okay, so let's now review the Lenovo Ideapad 320S. As I said, I've had it a while and I've been pretty pleased with it so far, so I just really wanted to sort of share some of the main points about the machine with you, as I say. Now, this particular machine, the 320S, runs an Intel Pentium processor, 2.30 GHz, so that's not bad at all. It's also got a 128 GB solid state drive, and having the SSD drive, to be fair with you, has made quite a lot of difference, which I'll talk about a bit later. It's a 14-inch display. One thing I also like about it, it feels pretty expensive, although in terms of cost it's relatively cheap. One thing I like about it is the fact that it has a metal cover on top, so with beveled edges. So all in all, I think it's sort of really nice style. It's portable and stylish, so that's one of the key benefits about it, really, with you. One of the drawbacks, I guess, is the actual battery life. It says up to 7 hours when I bought it. I tend to find is that I have to charge it quite often, so that's probably one of the downsides to it. But obviously, if you're sort of based in a particular office, for example, and not sort of moving around a lot, then I don't see that as being an issue. I certainly don't find it an issue because I use it in a fixed place, but obviously this may be an issue, for example, if somebody's sort of wanting to use it out and about a lot. The battery life for me just sort of it needs charging quite a lot, so that's just something I wanted to point out with you. But in terms of its overall look, I think it looks fantastic, and it certainly feels the part here. It weighs just under 2 kilograms in weight, which is pretty light for a laptop. Now, I know there's lighter ones out there in the marketplace, but to be fair, I find it pretty good, certainly compared to the sort of the older generations of laptops from years ago, where it was like carrying a brick. So yeah, it just weighs under sort of 2 kg. And in terms of its thickness, it's pretty thin as well. It's just under 20 mil thickness in total. So again, quite slimline. So just really wanted to share that with you, to be fair with you. One thing you will notice, there is no CD or disk drive on here. So I guess that's a drawback for some people, depending on what they want to use it for. But certainly for browsing, sort of maybe using Word, PowerPoint, Excel, etc., it's absolutely fine for that. So that's it, really. I'm now going to look at sort of the laptop in terms of its specifics in a bit more depth. Okay, so we're now going to look at the specific sort of specs of it, if you like, in a bit more depth. So if we just move to the side here. Okay, so if we can see here, on the actual computer itself, we've got a USB port on the side here, and then on here we've got the card reader there. So that's just a couple of ports on the side. That's what they're for. And if we spin it around, you can actually see here that you've got the power in on the very left, and then you've got the HDMI port, which is here. So that's good. Another USB port here, and then on here we've got a USB-C 3.1 generation port. So that's good that that's actually been added to this laptop. And then here you've still got the old traditional jack here. So just really wanted to sort of look at the input and the output sort of cables, which are actually on the laptop itself. Okay, so now we're going to look at the specifics of the machine itself. We've looked at sort of the overview of the machine in terms of its specification. We've also looked at the ports on the side of the machine, the inputs, the outputs, etc. So if we look at this in a bit more depth here now, in terms of the machine itself, you can see here, nicely laid out keyboard. The keys feels really high quality actually with you. Really nice mouse pad, which works really well. Although I do use another mouse, a plug-in mouse. I do use this as well and get on really well. I have used ones with the buttons previously, and I can't get on with those, so I find this really good. And you can see here, there's got a 14-inch screen. So let's turn it on to demonstrate how quickly it can boot up. As I said, uses a solid state drive SSD, so generally it's very quick at starting up and shutting down. So right, so if we do that, okay, so there we go. It's literally as quick as that in terms of actual startup itself. So I've used laptops previously where they've had a hard disk, and this is the first SSD one I've used, and to be fair with you, the SSD seems to make a lot of difference, certainly in terms of startup and shutdown, and in terms of sort of handling multiple programs and file transfers. So if we just demonstrate, let's open the Word document for example. It's pretty quick at opening. Just bear with me a second. Okay, so there we go. So that's open there. Let's open the Excel file as well. Sorry, Excel document. So let's have a look at that. So there you go. That's open pretty quickly. If we open another program here, we'll open the web itself. As you can see, that's pretty quick as well. So let's see if we load a web page. Obviously, we've got a fibre connection here, but to be fair, it opens pretty quickly. So yeah, in terms of actual performance, certainly the machine is fantastic at opening quite a lot of applications at once. Certainly, I tend to do that, and it handles it pretty well. To be fair with you, multiple tasks. Computers sort of from years ago, which were a bit slower. You obviously get the computer hanging, for example, or it would take a while to sort of load up the page. But this particular machine itself, it's really good, to be fair with it, multitasking. So that's one of the pluses of it. What I would say is, certainly value for money, you get a good spec. But obviously, if you're at sort of the level of wanting to do gaming, for example, then this probably isn't the machine for you. But certainly in terms of general performance, in terms of browsing, for example, the web, maybe somebody studying, streaming from the web. Whether it's sort of some very basic design work, using Word or Excel, for example, it certainly lives up to its expectations. And certainly the SSD provides a really sort of quick file transfer and also saving, so that's really good. In terms of graphics on the Lenovo Ideapad 320S, to be fair, given the in my opinion, the laptop's value for money, the graphics obviously pretty decent. Obviously, if you're into things like gaming or sort of design, then this probably won't be for you. But certainly for a sort of a standard laptop, I'm really pleased with the graphics. So I just sort of share the imagery with you on here. So yeah, all in all, pretty pleased with it, to be fair with you. In terms of the sound, we'll just go on to look at that in a moment. Certainly in terms of the sound, the speakers are actually located underneath the actual the laptop, as you probably saw at the very beginning. So my preference probably would be to have them on top, but nevertheless the sound isn't too bad at all, to be fair with you. So if you just quickly demonstrate that for you. Now obviously not particularly bassy music, but if you want sort of better sound quality, probably the way to go obviously to buy a sort of set of decent speakers to go with it, or even sort of if sound is really your thing, then obviously there are other laptops out there. But I'm, from a personal level, I sort of listen to music on here and I'm pretty pleased with that. So but anyway, just wanted to demonstrate that with you. As I said to you, the battery life isn't that great, but if you're sort of based at one place, that's something which sort of, if you like, doesn't come into play so much, so it's not a problem. So so that's about it really about the machine. Just a sort of a very quick review in terms of what my thoughts are. To sum it up really, it's a very good value for money machine. Doesn't cost a massive amount of money. You certainly get quite a high spec for what you pay, and certainly the SSD drive makes a lot of difference. So and certainly if I buy more in future, I'll be buying ones with a solid state drive, because it just adds a lot more speed, and it obviously makes it the feeling of being more powerful. So so yeah, just really wanted sort of to talk to you about that in a bit more depth. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching today, and by the way, if you like what you're seeing, give us a like, and also if you want to see further tech related videos in future, please hit the subscribe button now on this page. But for now, thanks very much for watching, and we'll catch you again next time. Bye bye for now.